beneficial in taking care of the player that is inside a stock if you take care of the hard wall right above it. So it's actually what Pacpo goes for here. Opens it up, and that means Nello's going to be under some massive amount of true there, and that entire room is now unplayable.
Look at that. They're hungry. Just goes for the swing on the door. Nello holds it off. Tyrant's going to try and rotate his way up from underneath and doesn't get the catch. Pacpool's able to win it out and then finds the second over the top, but there's Nafe. It's trades aplenty. We suddenly have a 3 versus. A little bit quicker than that, but with Jags doing the pressure inside the side, he's got the control of gaming. He's got the control of Nello as well with the swing towards the jukebox. It's just down to Solotov and just Nafe. Solotov caught by a fantastic grenade.
He rotates around, knows there's going to be a push coming in from blue, so went for some pre-fires and able to quite connect, finds the kill to Aces. Instantly pushes through. He's unaware of the second player though. He's in blue! And Tap takes him down. Nafe loses his life, and it's the first round going against him.
Such as that, and it's just a game of attrition. You will have more than they have Keybers. And here, with Pacpool going for the hop-in right underneath on main, we've got Aces coming up alongside him. Hungry putting the pressure over the top. They're going to swing into the first fight, and it's Nello that actually wins out the double, swinging over main. Nafe takes control of the stairs, and suddenly, all of WYLDE Execute has fallen away.
So what's he going to do? Has to push down, has to get these kills, and luckily he's playing with that 417. We only need 2 shots per buddy, but that shotgun only needs 1. Swing around comes, and that's going to be the round, and we are...
They got themselves down in the basement. There's a lot of roam play, a lot of players on the top. Somebody just round the corner onto box. It's Tyrant. Does he know the pressure's coming behind him? Solotov suffers first, and Aces should get the free swing onto the player here. There it is. With Pacpool getting 1 for himself on the far end. Nello's going to see if he can try and rotate up. It is the pressure against the wall. 30 seconds, and the break will come through. They're angling up towards the west main default plant, and they slip themselves all the way around with a grenade. Just getting users on the end of it. 20 seconds, and they want to put pressure onto this the swing wall as well, just to force any players that want to hit pillar to have less safety than they assume. The impact will somehow get the kill on the swing. Nafe's looking for the next fight. The barricade goes back up, and there he is, tucked around on the far side, and suddenly it's a 2 versus 2. Driving back towards, there's one more for Nafe, hopped up on the side. Nello's on the swing round onto blue, and MNM. I mean, it's a weird sentence to say, but they clutch out the man disadvantage down here on the basement.
Down, not having those grenades from Jags to land anywhere important. Yeah, Ace is still down below, having 1 in pocket. Where are you going to be using that one? And drones are all about. They're gathering some information as well, just so they can start isolating these players. But users, he will strike. It will find Pacpool. One of your heart breachers are gone as well. Finally, the trait comes back though as Aces finds 1, but it's the last man standing now up against the 4 of MNM. The diffuser has been dropped, and Solotov will drop Aces as well. And that is going to be another round for MNM.
They're going to see if they can get the rotate, but you can see that the drone was very much well aware of what Nello wanted to do. Seconds, whatever WYLDE want to do, they got to do it fast. And well, there it is, the swing round. Pacpool's going for the stick on the far end. Solotov's able to get 1 more on the back of it, but he's got to try and stop this plant. Won't have time. C4 will get the end of Pacpool through the smoke, but though does go down in the transaction. 3 WYLDE players still standing. Solotov might be able to pull himself around. Nello with the hop out, and there's the pick back up. Suddenly it's a 3 versus 2. Hungry. He wanted to see if he could try and get that down player and make sure it was a 2 versus 2. They know they've got to put the pressure onto the vertical side, but they've still got to try and take the site itself. Solotov, he's got the close swing, the fight, and the long range. Does he quite know? There's the pre-fire, and there's Hungry's kill. 17 seconds, and they've gone for the long old journey. They're not really going to have enough time to stop it. Jegs on the back end. Nello getting 1 more, 10 seconds, but he knows he's being watched. At this point, he's going to see if he can try and hold it. Long arm it. Is he in the right place? Is he in the right place? Nello, no! It's forcing WYLDE to have to go for a much wider take. Users finds Aces. Tyrant might be about to find the next. They're looking up the stairs and holding onto the walk key. They're just waiting for the sliver of audio, and it came from a gunshot. There's 1. There's 2. Tyrant with the double right down deep. The last fight is Hungry, but it's a flawless for MNM.
There's going to be 1 big advantage right now for WYLDE as they are PC utility that can really hurt Nello here. So he just digs deep instead, gets right next to the A-bomb, and the EP gets tossed out to stop anybody from out there doing something. The C4 will land in place, takes down Nello, stops that plant from happening, and WYLDE, they will hold on for just a little bit longer with that diffuser now dropped in the middle of the site.
That's it. They're doing their best to sort of hold the back line here. WYLDE, they've given MNM a lot to open, but as I said, the difficulty in getting those 2 players rooted out. Users had to drive all the way down. He knows there's a player tucked, but they have the watch either side. And here, WYLDE The hold has just come together. They didn't need to overextend because they handed nothing to MNM. MNM had nothing they could take outside of structure. It takes more than just structure to win around a seat.
Fine Jags, a plant is very much possible right here for MNM.
Hefty fight here on the piano door. Jags is holding one angle and you can hear Hungry holding the other. Jags goes for the swing and gets the drop, but they're going to see if they can get the smoke plant. In the meantime, Nate tucks behind the wall. They're going for the retake pressure on double door. They pull off the kit. They know that the pressure is swinging onto them. They want to try and win out the gunfight because they have the advantage and they're able to do that. But look at the time and look at Jags just trying to find a route. Nowhere was open. Hungry does find one, but uses. That's the final at the end of that. There wasn't a lot of time to work with, but
not quite getting Jags, but we'll take care to keep a barricade. One has been placed. Phone calls are going up. Double kill comes through before Jags fights back. He gets a double over the top. But in the meantime, there's only 2 of the Wild players left in total, and one of them is down below. So MNM, they have an opportunity to just go for a plant here right now.
They're going to see if they can make it, and Jags going to see if he can make the distance. Teb's coming for some support there. Refiring the angles, but it's a post plant. Wrong place, wrong time, and as I said, Jags was able to get the double up top, but he just needs that little extra, that modicum of support on his shoulder for things to quite come to success, because MNM are a well-oiled machine on this map. Even with the wall locked, it's going to make holding onto it a little bit more awkward because you can't do the long range, but it's the same for Jags. He swings around, gets his third. They'll know the call of the player. There's a scrappy fight either side of the pillar. Jags is going in with the pistol, but a little bit more in Nafe's secondary. Tab got himself around towards the kit itself. It's tucked just on the door. He's going to see if he can take the fight, but he cannot. MNM, they sit on map point for map 2. Didn't feel quite comfortable, and as that wall gets locked again, Packball will keep himself tucked into blue. Solotov does find the first. Aces goes down. Pressure over the top, but Tyrant getting one of his own as well, and suddenly they've struck on the top of the hole. They baited the players back in. Jags is going to try and make his way over the top. There is the procs just above the door that Solotov doesn't want to get too close to, but he will get the close distance to the fight of 5 versus 2, the reverse of how it was before.
That's the big worry here. If they just dig in deep, well, they might just get that C4 to go right around him like it happened before. So Nello needs to go for a different spot, and so he does. Plants right next to the wine rack. Tab, in the meantime, takes a lot of damage. Juices is out there for some support, and the drop through comes through. It's going to be MNM that will be winning them. The first map brings it back to 1-1, and that means it is all coming down to Clubhouse now, Emmy.
Flash first is going to probably be a bit detrimental. They do catch the side and Nafe on the back end of it. There's the blinds, there's the pressure, the bolt just towards the AKs, the smoke is the cover, and the smoke is covered. Packbull is caught out, and he's pulling out the goo mine. He survives on a sliver of health, but it just takes that. The impact over the top of Tyrant is able to get rid of the end of Packbull. Teb suffered a lot on the top of the hatch as well, but they've got to get that kit back. The C4 a bit premature. Hungry's able to get the kit back up and try and get it down again, but you're still looking at that utility Nate with the C4 over the top, the lock on the box, and 1 on the back of Jags. There's 2, there's almost 3. But MNM, they had the time and they had the hold.
Heading himself into construction now, but he needs to be careful because, you know, just a single bullet of anything and he's going to be taken down as he is right now. That's the first kill to come through for Aces.
Straight into the site as well. He's looking for the next, and he finds it. Aces tearing his way across. Packbull does get the credit on the kill, but with Nello at least getting 1 back, it's still a 4 versus 2. They have themselves inside the site. The pings are coming, and so is Tab over the back of the fight. Tyrant removed from construction. Nello in the bathroom. They know where he is. Hungry's just going to stick the kit as they watch for the swing and pre-fire the angle. Really, this is wild to throw away, but it seems like they want to. Just get 1 more for his trouble, and instantly they pulled themselves back. They know he's still going to try and swing the space. They've pulled themselves out to the side. There's pings. Going to take the second to go for, not the reload actually, just holds the defuse. You expect a swing. There it is. And Wild get 1 back.
You're talking about the conspiracies to
He's
come
as secret
through.
as he thought.
The things as well, if you walk through that, you might actually take that damage and let out a loud cry as users will find Packbull. Gonna be Packbull removed off the board, a Wild player off the board, and that means MNM, they can just continue to trade game now. Hungry will find 1. Smoke canisters are dealing some damage, and it will keep Wild at bay, but just for how long left can they keep them at bay with these smoke canisters?
Users, he's tucked up aggressively. Tab does find Nafe, the drop onto Logi, and there's the fight onto the door. Doesn't quite get it, and as suddenly a 4 versus 1. They had the trade game, and then Wild had the guns locked. There's the swing around the door. There's the fight onto the first. They're down in a second, but Teb just in the position there to get the revenge kill, and Wild pull themselves ahead.
Might actually have more faith in going for a drop like that.
Well, here comes pressure over the back, and there is the whip. As you said, they have more of an idea of a swing elsewhere, but stuck in the smoke. There's Aces getting one instantly back. He's going to see if he can pre-fire towards A-Case. Nobody's home, and the kit is driving its way down onto main on the back end. Packbull gets the lucky strike through the soft wall, as Aces is now just keeping the pinch on the far end. Tyrant gets Jegs on the back, and Packbull gets one more. He's trying to drive himself into the site for the plant itself, with Nafe going on the rotate round onto the back. With this broken, and with the flash just making that impact, they're going for a bit of a pinch here on the players. They cannot win it out. It's traded now with just Nello versus the world. There's the one player behind the box itself holding on. It's Packbull, who's done so much work this round, and he drives it all the way. Wild pull once again around ahead, around further, and hungry. And Packbull even to support as well for the drones. They're going high pressure onto the back of blue. They're just getting rid of that procs buried into the stairs. Now they can go for the full swing. There's a disc and a catch. There's a shotgun lockout from users that does get Jegs, and Nafe swings with Packbull getting one of his own. It's trades all across the board, but with blue becoming theirs as a pressure and Nello in a hyper-aggressive spot, they might be able to cut this. The fight in the middle. No, Teb wins it out. Tyrant gets the kill onto Teb. It's a 2 versus 2. There is the plant cold, and with only 2 seconds, MNM hold on, but it was pretty close. They're gonna see if they can try and lead themselves in. Packbull's got the kit. Another one to keep your eyes on, because, well, they've gone to an entirely different position, tucked right on the back of the smoke, hoping to draw the attention elsewhere, but Tyrant hasn't moved, doesn't need to, because Packbull tings him and takes the fight anyway. They're trying to find the fight from underneath. They're gonna plant right by the window. They're looking for the engagement. Solotov can go for the pre-fire. They move off, and they just catch the end of Packbull. And with the kit cold, they're going to get the player back up. The rotate comes all the way around top red. Solotov's able to get one more. Uses on the door itself. There's Solotov popping off on the side of red. He's looking for another engagement. Solotov! Absolutely unreal round.
Big issue is that time is slowly running out. Nello on the opposite side still needing to find himself a way into that garage, but first wants to hopefully find a single player, but Jag's fully aware of it. He's going to be holding off on it, throwing out impacts. A Snake will find Tab. That's going to be a great opening they can use here.
There it is, popping his way around onto the side of red, getting the fight there, locking it in, and I'm going to see if they can try and stick it, but with 14 seconds and a C4 and Nello over the top, it's just Jags in a 1 versus 1 on the back line. Nello, he's got a long distance to go and a cold kit. He has the pings on the fight. They're hoping he swings into it. He's hopped off on out of there. He is going to an entirely different city, and he's finding himself with his feet up and comfy. Wild, they get themselves the round, and the slow creep comes around. It's just going to take a fraction of either of these two guns to connect, and there's the first fire. The smoke canister's just gonna not quite get popped out as it gets shot down, but the shotgun is the shot down. Solotov does get the pickup on the top side of the stairs. 20 seconds though, and a 4 versus 3.
Jags coming down from below might be crucial here. The plant is already going down. Aces will find users. Jags coming up on the top now. It's going to be too late to stop the diffuser. So 45 seconds counting down in a 2-on-2 situation. Make that only 1. Nafe needing to clutch this out. He's found himself up on top. Does he still have a breaching charge available? Doesn't seem to be the case. So the hatch is all he has to play with here to stop this diffuser from being countered off. Don't want to drop yet. You need to wait for some amount of sound, but as they went for the pickup, it is now a 3-on-1 situation. With 20 seconds left on the clock, he drops, he will find one. The barricade there will stop him just momentarily, which will implicate things just slightly. Packbull going for the defuse here. Put up a C4 to cover if he hears the sound. Aces has the cover. No, he does not! And Nate finds 2! He finds the round for MNM, and he really shouldn't have at that point. That alive. The only way would have been to not be there at that point. Phone call goes off. Hatches are being opened up. It's all pretty much the defaults. The big question, though, is MNM. Are you aware of the roamer that's happening on the top floor? I believe it's actually going to be Aces, and EDD will pick up a kill. Packbull will find Nafe as well. In the meantime, it's only up to Nello and users. Now, they slowly start to clear up the side. There's one more player out there. The rotation comes around. Users is ready for it. We'll find one. Is he going to be aware of the second? He should have been. He's still holding it. Rotation comes back around. Nello now trying to secure the last person on the side itself as well, because as soon as they find him, a plant can be attempted.
Here it is. Users come for the swing. They're able to win out the fight, and from where they were to where they are now, it's another round that's tragically falling away from WYLDE here. MNM, they're going to go for plant in the 2 versus 1. Users looking for the fight. Aces gets the rotation, and Users has the watch. It was a round where...
Out there on the top of red stairs, he's kind of in that pivotal position. If he survives there, he is going to be able to put up some damage. He's going to be able to just skirmish himself away around, and MNM not having a way in. Not a reliable one, at least. Nello's going to be trying to cut off any rotations in form of this small breach that has been made. He's going to be creating a rotation fully so he can walk in eventually. He is aware of the fact that there's 1 or 2 on the Raptors as Tab will find Users.
The pressure all the way onto the back of red. They're blinding absolutely everything as Nafe tucks himself in. Inside the kit, he's been able to just find his way onto site, and he's going to see if he can stick the plant with Solotov offering the cover onto the door. Nello gets 1 and 2 right on the breach itself. There's 3 for Nello, and Ace is left all alone on the top of the stairs. He's able to win out 1. He goes for the planter!
He got it!
It's unbelievable! Once again, another round in a row where it is just...
Middle floor, instantly pushing down the hallway and making sure to have the central staircase. Right towards the bomb site they go.
Yeah.
It's going to be quick.
Oh, they've realized it. They hit the Goyo canisters. Solotov does get aces. I'm assuming gave the call that they're coming their way through. Users just pushed the fire, got himself into the site, but with the others slowed down, Nafe is going to try and get the black plant on the back end. Teb, he wants to fight his way back in. He's concerned about dirt, but he should be concerned about a lot of places. There's 1 more. And there's a post plant very quickly. Hungry with a great take off the head of Nafe. 4 versus 2, though. 3 versus 2. The take onto the main double door with Jags coming his way around. They've sort of isolated themselves in towards the fight itself. They're going to see if they can strong arm their way back in. There's a big rotate coming around onto kitchen. 2 players inside kitchen currently. 1 down on the site itself. They've gone with the full hold above. They knew how important that fight was to win it, and they won it. There's the loss for MNM on the round, and well, they're sick of playing a slow game. We find ourselves now on map and series points. The back said they don't need to take a huge amount of control here for this plan to come together. Kitchen corridor, stage, construction, and a Monty with a shield.
There's only a single C4 available to plant. Is happening now, Aces. You need to make a move because otherwise it's 45 counting down. It is 45 counting down. At least the trade comes through. The Monty has been taken care of, but Solotov instantly finds the response as well. Jags, Pack, both up on the top floor. They need to rotate around. A lot of damage done by their own C4. Packbull almost loses his life. And what are you going to do now? Jack's still up on that top floor, still not going down. Packbull has just been taken down. This might be the end of the game. This is MNM going to the Copenhagen Major, unless Jack somehow pulls something out in the next 11 seconds, which he won't. Tyron locks it off, and MNM, after losing the first map due to internet problems, coming back 2 days later to play the remainder of maps, will qualify